What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Kicking It with Kachi, where we highlight individuals that are taking their industry by storm. And today we have the honor, pleasure, and distinction of sitting down with legendary music artist Cazz. Yo, Cazz, thank you for coming in and kicking me,
Appreciate
my
you for
brother.
having me, bro. Appreciate you. For real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if you guys do not know, my guy Cazz is from a very well-known place in Rhode Island called Providence. So
Sir.
maybe not a lot of music, a lot of like buzz coming out of the music scene to my eyes, looking from the outside in. So I'm glad that I have someone like you to come on the show and really speak to the wave, the artistry, the creativity that's coming out of Providence, evident in your music and your artistry as well. But before we get into all of that, I want to get
Yeah, nah,
into
we
always.
definitely my
I would
fault.
say I always
Like
want to get in. I would say I always want to get into the beginning of how you started getting into music. When did you start thinking that, hey, you actually have like a real talent for this and decide to take it seriously?
so like I say like back in like 2018, that's when like my mom was someone who like kind of pushed me into music, and like she ended up like she went for like a big purchase. She ended up like buying a music studio and shit.
Oh wow.
So she bought a studio, and at the time we was actually like living out of it. So it was like everything, to be honest. Like talking about living in a studio, it's just a regular music studio. There's no bathroom in that shit, no working tub or nothing. Like motherfuckers was taking showers at the neighbor's
Oh,
house and shit because they was cool with us. And it was
oh
just
wow.
like I learned how to like engineer and produce and shit like that. And then like throughout the summer, like my boys started coming to the studio and I just started making music. And it was from there where I started writing, I started meeting people. And like I don't know, it's like it always was easy for me to write about stuff rather than talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what kind of like pushed me into doing this more. And it was
And
easy when like you have full on support from people around you and people pushing you to
right,
do it.
right. And I would say that that's affirm your confidence and make you feel more grounded in knowing that what you're doing is something that is tangible for you, practical for you, and something that could really take you far.
Um, to be honest, like when I first got into it, I was more into like learning how like everything worked. Like I
Right.
was in the studio every day, but I was like recording other people. I wasn't really like writing
Mm-hmm.
my own stuff. It wasn't until like I'll say October of last year where I was really like I met my bro Angel. He started engineering, like he started not engineering me, he started managing me, Kid Angel.
Right.
He's another artist from out here, and he really put his faith into me and started pushing me into writing my own stuff. And ever since then, it's just been every week, like clockwork, going to the studio, putting stuff down, leaving with something productive, just making like, good effort of my time and stuff like that. But it's also in the light of everything that's been recently happening. Life is tough. So I just guess I just had a lot more to write about.
Right. And I would say like as I've consumers, we understand that that is how artists express feelings and emotions that they're going through, things that are happening in their daily lives, or even things that are not happening in their lives personally. There's things that they're seeing in other people's lives, that
Yeah.
empathetic feeling as well. And what sort of, words or what sort of emotions would you say would you describe your music to the new fans that are going to be watching this and going to be fans of you after they learn more about your story?
Um, One, like I would say pain, really. Like I'm gonna talk about a lot of the stuff that I've been through, and a lot of the stuff that I've been through isn't great. Not everybody
Hmm.
wants to hear about it, but a lot of people will be able to relate to it. And that's why I feel like it's good for me to tell my story.
And I would say, do you think that the fact that it's your story and that the fact that it's things that are so personal to you, does it make it easier or harder to talk about these things on a track? Because I know for me, I have a lot of things in my
Yeah.
head that I like to think about that I just, it's hard for me to kind of speak out to other people about. But for you guys as artists, I feel like, as the listeners, we kind of dump a lot of that responsibility on you guys, to have the words, have the melodies, have the poetic sayings speak to the feelings that I'm kind of afraid to say out loud myself. So is it harder for you or easier for you to bear that and bare
That's
your
a
soul to the world?
that's a great question. And honestly, I've been feeling like I'm on the fence about it sometimes because it's like when that song is so personal to you, it's actually
Right.
it's actually so easy to write. Everything just comes right off of like your brain. But it's like I feel like when it goes to the next step and like I feel like a lot of artists don't even know how much work. It's like more than just writing a song. After you write a song, you got to go through BMI registration, split sheets, all of
Right,
this.
right.
After once you did all that with a song, that song that was so personal and so special to you, you start to wonder if that's the song people want to listen to. And I feel like that's when people start to hesitate. And I was doing that for years, but now I just feel like I've been really like just pushing this stuff out.
Right. And on the flip side, is it harder to push it out, easier to push it out when the song is so personal to you? Like, I'm talking about like, I don't know, shorty that you
Honestly,
knew for like 5 years.
I feel like when the song really has meaning to you and it's personal and actually like you like that's a song that you made, you're confident with it. 100% confidence. You have no problem putting money into it, to register it, to buy the beat, to do promos, to make sure that that song succeeds. I know some people just want to get their songs out, just get it done, let people listen to it. I know other people have a plan and they want to get it out and do promo. Whichever way you want to do it, I feel like if the song means something to you, you should have no problem doing what you want to do with it.
And you spoke to having a lot of close collaborators and close people with you in your circle, right, in Providence. Like, can you speak to some of those artists? You spoke to Kid Angel. Are there other artists within your bubble, so to speak, that really helped you influence your style, sound, or push you to even write more, or helped you learn something that you didn't know in the studio or music wise?
Well, I went to high school with a group of artists. They their first time recording, they came into my studio, and they're like this past year, I really seen them take a jump, and I'm proud of them. I call them my brothers, so for real.
Hmm.
If you ever heard of Static, they've been out here doing their thing. A
Okay.
guys right there, those are my day ones, and then they for real. They they opened up for like Sleepy Hollow last year. They
Oh
opened up for
wow.
Kiki last year.
What was
And
the name again?
Static, A Static,
Static.
Low Static, and including Static Stitch. Rest in peace to him too. That was
Hmm.
something that hit home last year, and watching them, they've been through a lot, but seeing them come out on the other side together, it's probably like people coming up together in groups is I feel like it's real rare now
Yeah, yeah,
because
definitely, definitely.
everybody wants their own spotlight and their own
Right.
glory, their own money. Everybody has their own greed, I feel like. But like to see them, they've been together for so long, pushing together, it's like it's warming to the soul. And I'm just proud of
And
them
I
for everything that they're doing.
and I think on the whole group aspect as well, like everyone wants their own spotlight, their own glory. And I think that that's warranted, like if you're in a collective, like of course you want to have your own following outside of people just knowing you in the collective, like and knowing what you do personally. But I also think that a lot of people get it in where the two-way street is, all right, have my own spotlight means we gotta be against each other and we gotta be bigger than each other, or each of us has our own spotlight and now our collective light is all that much brighter, and people just
Yeah.
divert in those two ideas. And
And that's the
it's like
thing.
you said, great
That's
to
the thing
hear.
about Rhode Island. I feel like it's very small to the point where we have the ability to all work together. We don't have to be against
Right,
each other.
right, right.
That's the thing.
And like you said, like you're in the studio and a bunch of different people from different areas and different corners of your community are at this nexus of music, right? Like honestly, right now I'm in that whole mindset. I'm watching Wu-Tang, American Saga, and I love the idea, like you said, of people that really just want to make music and create and really put on for their city, put on for themselves, put on for the stories, their narratives, and
Yeah.
working together collaboratively, right? And currently, right now, and where you started to growing now, over 24,000 followers on TikTok, the biggest social platform currently outside right now, right? What would you attribute to, getting this attention, getting these looks, and being out there, being outward facing?
Honestly, I just say like the best thing to do is be yourself. Like that's literally what I always tried to do. Not try to be anybody else. Just try to be yourself and be true to yourself. Because people can read it's easy to read when something is off. So if something's off about your image, it's gonna be hard for you to grow a fan base as an artist. I feel like
And
that's something
now,
I've been struggling with too lately. It's like I've been making this types of music, and it's like people are saying you got to go outside that box. You got to try to do
right,
this.
right,
So
right.
I've recently been trying to do different things, just to have more stuff in my catalog.
And I was just about to ask, like, is like, you know, we have the idea of be yourself and be genuine, and that's true, right? But then also we're in the game of where people have to like us, they have to know us for us to get some like following and money and what
Yeah,
we want out of it, right? So there's always a balance between being your authentic self and then, like you said, making those decisions, maybe doing different type of music that is still you, but something to garner more attention and garner a different type of audiences. Do you sometimes also struggle between those two choices as you're growing and gaining more and more people looking at you?
I feel like I'll never do something too outside of myself when
Right.
it comes to that. When it comes down to me making a decision on that, I feel like I won't do something too outside of myself. When it comes to trying something new, trying something different, I feel like that's a different story.
Hmm.
Mostly, but especially when it comes to my music though, I try to I try to stay the stuff that's gonna compliment me compliment me the best, sorry. And I write true to myself. Everything
Nice.
that Most of the stuff I write about, everything that I write about is really just stuff that I've been through, everything that I'm going through. Could be the littlest thing. I'll find a way to write about it.
And going to my next question, right? Recently dropped I Hate You music video for I Hate You for your new song, right? You guys can check that out on YouTube and check out I Hate You on all streaming platforms out right now. Um, Inspiration, experience, and filming the music video. What's the whole top to down process? I think it's the video behind you right there.
Yeah, it is. So I Hate You, that's my first video done. I got about 25 songs in my catalog right now, starting from October. And I went through all my songs, I broke down them, I figured out how I want the video shot. The locations I ended up picking for I Hate You, I ended up doing downtown Providence by the water fire. And then I also ended up recording in my studio as well.
Hmm.
And the process, it was pretty quick. We got it done in about 3 hours. We got all the shots we needed. I was just excited to get the first video out.
Right.
It was the first video. It was a stressful week leading up to it. A lot of anticipation, a lot of hype, but I'm just happy to get the first one out and the second one's on the way and I got a lot more to come.
I would say, what would you say attributed most to your evolution from going from mom just bought you a studio, really invested in you, meeting all these amazing people, really didn't start out as a writer, but was just a student of the game to first music video is on YouTube, right? You're now a published artist. What would you say? What was the feeling of watching your whole journey and then seeing where you are now dropping that video?
I would say none of this really came fast. Like I started
Right,
writing in 2018 and now it's 2023 and the first video just got dropped. Not to
right,
mention the fact that the song itself was recorded back in like 2022 in November. So it's like it's a timetable to all of this. There's a lot of planning going into all of this, and I really do have a plan and I have a vision. And my fans or anyone who likes me, I just hope that they buy into that plan, buy into that vision, and have faith. And they're gonna see some great things happen.
right. And for those new fans, what can they expect? You said new music video coming on the way. Is there anything else specifically that they should be watching out for, being on the lookout for from Cazz?
Well, not only videos but singles as well. Like I said, I do have an amount of songs in the catalog right now. I have the ability to drop an EP. It's just I'm thinking about it. I'm on the fence about it. I'm just gotta figure out what songs I want to throw in there. But
Right. And I mean,
the plan is definitely to have 4 published videos out by the end of the summer. And we already got one and the second one's on the way by say next week or so. But
nice.
not just songs and videos. I also have 2 shows coming up this month as well. I got a show on the 17th in Pawtucket, and then I'll also be performing in Maine on the 22nd.
Okay, okay, okay. And then about a lot of amazing spot, the water fire in Providence, Rhode Island, right? But I don't know if you go outside much outside doing music, but for anyone going to Providence, what are date spots that they should be looking out for, prime spots to bring their significant other?
You said date spots in Providence?
Right, right.
Uh, well, I feel like it depends. I mean,
Without giving
personally,
away too much of your sauce.
I mean, personally, I'm gonna scratch the movies off. I don't even like the movies as a date, personally, because I'd be like,
Okay.
2 hours you sitting there not talking to shorty. I feel like that's
Not at
not
all,
it.
right?
You could spend those 2 hours getting to know her, take her bowling. You could go to bowling, link that up with a spot, go to Thayer Street, got some food. I feel like a nice date. There's a lot of small spots. I feel like don't focus all your energy on one place. Even when I do videos, I always try to hit more than one location. Like my last video, I shot all the way at the Mohegan in CT and then came all the way back over here and had an Airbnb in like Bradford, Rhode Island.
Wow.
So I feel like if you're gonna go on a date with shorty, you gotta bring her somewhere, have some fun, and then go somewhere small, get some good food. Rhode Island has a lot of nice, small local spots. If you're from Rhode Island, from especially from Prague, you definitely ate on Thayer Street. So say take shorty to Thayer Street, get some good food,
Mm-hmm.
maybe take her to the bowling alley, stuff like that. That's the type of
Okay,
person
okay.
I am, at least.
All right. If you guys watching this video, Cazz also is a former football player, right? I don't know if he still goes on the pitch and trucks a dude or two, but just to let them know, maybe they'll get you a jersey for your birthday. What's your favorite football team?
Oh, my favorite football team is the Patriots. Yeah, nah, I'm a hometown fan. Celtics
Okay,
too. I personally
okay,
feel
okay.
like if somebody's two sports teams are from two different states, it's a red flag. That's just me personally. So yeah,
Like
big
if
Patriots
like
fan, big Celtics
yeah,
fan.
if you're from LA, you gotta be a Dodgers, Lakers, everything
Yeah.
fan. You can't mix it up. Okay,
You can't
okay.
tell me, you can't say you're from LA, then you like the Suns or something. It's a red flag.
So what do you want new fans to know about you?
My new fans, I want them to know that when I release a song, I'm not just throwing something out there. Like, I'm not just gonna make a song and waste your time by making you listening to it. If I'm telling you to listen to my song, it's because I put a lot of time, effort, and passion into it, and I believe in that song. And I really
Hmm.
put out a product that I hope that the consumer really enjoys.
Wow, definitely, definitely. And Kaz, thank you so much for an amazing interview. And when I always end off my interviews, I know that someone else watching this video is also following their dreams and trying to pursue their own aspirations. And hearing your story, I'm sure will inspire and motivate them to understand that one, it takes time, it takes patience. It also takes just really going out there and doing something that you may be uncomfortable or maybe new to doing, but you always have time to learn. So, what are three lessons or three tips that you learned or gained on this journey thus far that you wouldn't mind sharing to someone else?
Um, three lessons I learned. I'll say never put your heart before a bag. That's number one. Let's just get that one
Hmm.
out the way. Number two, I would probably just always work hard, really. Like never give up on yourself.
Wait, I want to go back to the first one. You said never put your heart before a bag. First of all, that's a bar.
Yeah,
And second of all,
never, never.
what, what? I want to. Could you explain, elaborate a little bit more on that one?
Um, I'll say like really like never really ever put your heart before a bag. Like if even if you really are in love with somebody, they're always gonna try to push you to do everything that's just better yourself. I feel like
Right,
if you
right,
have a significant other around you that's not pushing you to be the best version of yourself, then it's not right for you. And going through all the sacrifices that you're gonna go for isn't about to be worth it.
right.
And then the second one would probably be to always work hard, never give up. And then number three is gonna be actually a quote, one of my favorite quotes. It's from a Rhode Island artist named Stitch. He passed away
Hmm.
last year, but he left us before he passed away. He left us with a great music video. He left us with a great quote. And life has a stop sign, but
Hmm.
you have to you have to keep going. You have to just wait for your green light. And once you get your
Hmm.
green light, pedal to the metal. Do not stop.
Right.
Just keep going. Hit the gas.
Wow. First of all, shout out to Stitch. Condolences to all his family and friends, and even the music community at Rhode Island for losing such a profound person. It seems like, and thank you, Kaz, for sharing your story and talking with me today, and coming in and kicking with me. I'm glad that we had this conversation, man.
Happy to be here. Appreciate you for the opportunity.
So, you guys, thank you for another amazing episode of Kicking with Kachi, where we have highlighted an amazing, amazing individual. You guys can check him out on YouTube and Apple Music and Spotify. Check him out on Instagram at I am Cazz CAZZ.J, and hit him up in Rhode Island if you bought a water fire on Third Street, because he might buy you a drink. Don't take it from me, take it from him. Take it. You guys can check out this interview on YouTube and Instagram at the DC Voice. And I'm Kachi, and we're out of here, man. Peace.
Yeah.